The Dodgers bullpen is dealt another blow as Joe Kelly heads to the injured list with a shoulder strain. We're going to dive into the latest with Joe Kelly's injury. How long is he expected to be sidelined, and how will it affect this already very injured bullpen? So all that and more on another edition of the All Dodgers podcast. Before we get into it, my name is Clint Pasillas. You guys can find me as RealFRG on Twitter, X on Instagram. I host this Dodgers show, my Dodgers show here on my All Dodgers YouTube channel. Consider subscribing if you wouldn't mind. It's completely free. Really helps out the channel as we are trying to get to the 7,000 subscriber mark and then beyond. But you know what? Baby steps. Also consider giving this video a thumbs up. It's another one of those things that really helps boost in the algorithm. And one last thing before we do get into Joe Kelly talk, I got to tell you about Bet Online. It's your number one source for all of your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf, the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs. Get all the latest stats, news, and scores available. Follow your favorite teams there on Bet Online. Get the latest odds, lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today. Use your mobile device. Be real cool. Be real simple. Do it on the go. Get in on the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. So, Dodgers reliever Joe Kelly heads to the injured list, to 15-day IL with a right posterior shoulder strain, which means it's just a little ouchy. Complained about it after his last outing. Yes, I am a medical doctor, so you guys can run with that one. Tell your friends it's a little ouchy. Importantly, scans were taken. There is no structural damage found at this point. The Dodgers say they're hoping that Kelly can miss the minimum here. Of course, 15 days would join the team as they get back to LA later this month. At least if that's the case, it is the minimum. But it is another big blow to the Dodgers, big blow to this Dodgers bullpen. And it comes, just a day after. It's supposed to be a big day. They welcome back Blake Treinen, but of course, the Dodgers lose closer Evan Phillips to the injured list with a mild or a minor hamstring injury. It's worth noting the Dodgers also expect EP56 to miss the minimum amount of time. However, the Dodgers and manager Dave Roberts, the record on this declaration or this proclamation or whatever you want to call it, the idea of this player is going to be, it's a short IL stint. They're going to be on the IL for a minimum amount of time. It's not stellar. The Dodgers record is not stellar over the last few years, up to and including Jason Hayward this year, who was expected to miss the minimum, which was 10 days, and now has been gone for about a month from this Dodgers lineup. When we're talking Joe Kelly, the loss of Joe Kelly, he's been one of the best relievers. Yeah, the ERA doesn't look as pretty when he enters the game. You're looking at the big board there at Dodger Stadium. The ERA still says a high number, but he's been one of the best relievers in the bullpen, arguably in the game over after getting off to that rocky start. He had his second outing. I think it was a 4 earned run outing. 1.69 ERA over the last 12 games, 13 punch outs. I think only 4 walks in there, scoreless in 11 of his last 12 outings. Now he joins several other key Dodgers relievers, late inning relievers, high leverage options on the IL. Ryan Brazier, of course, is one of those guys, re-signed in the offseason. Another dude, rocky start to his season, but was somebody this team was going to rely on in late innings in the high leverage situations. Brusdar Graterol, of course, has not made his 2024 debut as he deals with, we'll just say, some issues. You got shoulder in there, started with hip. Now there's some forearm, there's some elbow, there's some concern. I will say there's a little bit of smoke, not expected back anytime soon. Maybe we're looking at all-star break for somebody like Brusdar. I'll mix Kyle Hurt into this mix as well, or into this kind of high leverage late inning option, because he was somebody who was going to be at the AAA level, ready to fire if needed, ready to fire if there was 1 or 2 injuries. It turns out there were a lot more than 1 or 2 injuries. And that leads to an unideal, we'll say, current status for this Dodgers bullpen. And really now without Evan Phillips, without Joe Kelly as well, the closer situation a little bit tough. Kelly was definitely going to be somebody that this team was expected to rely on, expected to pick up some of those save opportunities while Phillips was on the sidelines. Now that committee of potential closer options, it's going to shrink. It has shrunk if we're looking at a closer by committee. Alex Vesia, of course, on Monday night got the first opportunity against a not very strong run of hitters in a not very strong Miami Marlins lineup. It's most likely going to come down to him, some Daniel Hudson, the very, very veteran arm in that Dodgers bullpen. It's going to come down to those two guys over the next few weeks. If it's a tight game, really hopefully just the next 2 weeks. Blake Treinen, again, already mentioned him. He is back from the injured list. He has the most experience in that bullpen currently with 79 career saves under his belt, but he's just coming back after missing the better part of 2 years. Has not really been an option since his great 2021 season. Got into 5 games in 2022, but the shoulder was barely holding on at that point in time. So you don't really want to rush him into high stress situations late in a game. Another option currently in there of the many, I said it on a recent stream. I don't buy into Gus Varland. He's currently on the active roster. I don't buy into Gus Varland. Yeah, he might pick up an opportunity or two in very kind of low leverage, three run lead at the bare minimum. If you are going to see him trying to get some save opportunities, JP Fireeisen has not allowed a run since returning from AAA, but he has just I would argue a few more good outings. He needs to get a few more good outings in under his belt before moving up on that trust tree for Dave Roberts. So, final thoughts on this. The starters, the Dodgers starting pitching is going to need to step up. The Dodgers offense is going to need to step up even more than they already are. Everybody needs to pull on this rope together for the next week or two while the bullpen uses some smoke and mirrors, maybe a little bit of pocket sand, kasha. They're just get by, survive, and eventually you will get some options back. You will get some help. There is help on the way. You just gotta, close your eyes and pray a little bit, cross your fingers, cross your toes that these guys aren't going to be gone for a very long time. And maybe this team will be okay. Still, it's an uncomfortable feeling they find themselves in right now. This Dodgers bullpen situation is very uncomfortable. I would not be shocked to learn that the front office has definitely put out a feeler or 3. They're making some calls around the league, looking for a decent arm for a short stint here in LA. As for options down at the minor league level currently in the organization, right now the pickings they're a little slim. There's not too many guys that are ready right now. But what do you guys think? What's your concern level for Joe Kelly, for Evan Phillips, and this current state of the Dodgers bullpen? Should the Dodgers try to go out and make a trade, maybe a bigger splash for a late inning reliever, closer type, something like that? Not that many are available right now. I would imagine not that many would be available right now, but prospects and money can make just about anything happen. But I want to know what you guys think about the status of this team in the comments. Fire off. Love reading the comments from you guys as well. Y'all are awesome. Just want to throw that out there. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on the podcast side, please consider subscribing. If you are not subscribed, it's completely free. Really helps out the channel. I would subscribe to you if you were asking me here on YouTube. I promise you that. Maybe I don't. I do promise you. I trust you that you're going to put out some helpful, useful, and friendly content for me. I do want to thank our Patreon subscribers here on All Dodgers for helping support the channel, because Patreon supporters support. If you're looking for a different way to support me, support the channel, and independent Dodgers coverage for much less than the price of a michelada at a ball game. Check out the Patreon page at at patreon.com/realfrg. The link is in the description. All Dodgers is brought to you by Bet Online. I am Real FRG on the social media machines. Check me out if you want. Give me a follow there. I post things sometimes and other times I don't. We've been having a good time talking in the All Dodgers Discord server of late during games, which is part of the Patreon package. But anyways, all of that said, go Dodgers, and I'll see you on the other side.